My name is Chris Temple, and I'm one of the co-founders of Living on One. And basically, we are a small nonprofit film production company that uses immersive storytelling to raise awareness about global issues. And we have taken a non-conventional route after college, being economics majors, and then graduating about a year and a half ago and heading into this work in film.
And I'm Zach Ingrassi. I'm also one of the co-founders of Living on One. And a really key element of the way we tell stories is by actually immersing ourselves in the piece. So, for example, the first film we did, we lived on less than $1 a day for 2 months in rural Guatemala, which was an incredibly difficult experience. But by being there, and instead of by living in a similar situation, we were able to create incredible friendships, incredible connections that allowed us a different view and a different perspective on a really difficult issue, extreme poverty. And through these stories, we've been able to engage an incredible audience, especially millennials, our generation, that normally don't pay attention to some of these difficult problems to connect with. If there was one thing that I really took away from this experience, and I think especially before going to a refugee camp, I had this idea that refugees, I didn't necessarily see them as you or I. And when I met, really became close with people in the camp, there were accountants, there were students, there were farmers, there were construction workers. It's really, this could happen to anyone. And none of these people expected this to happen to them. And to realize that, the people in this situation are just like you or I is incredibly powerful. And we do have a responsibility as neighbors to help them in this time of need.
I think through all of these projects, it's been meeting individual people, whether or not they're in poverty or in a refugee camp, has been empowering for us to believe that we can make a difference, because a small change or a small effort that someone makes can really dramatically impact someone's life, whether or not it's a small microfinance loan in Guatemala to help support Rosa, or if it's even access to a blanket this winter in Jordan can really dramatically impact someone's life. And these people are people anywhere in the world, and they are people who deserve choice, who deserve purpose, and we can all play a role in really helping them get there. So there's a lot more to do. Good work. Good. I think that a real leader is someone who leads by example as well. So they lead by example in their own lives, their own actions, the personal narrative of their journey in life that all of us are on, as well as through the actions of their organization. Because I think there's a lot of different ways that we can all make an impact, and it happens on a personal micro level every single day, and then it continues to happen as we, in these big organizations that all of us are trying to grow and build. But to never forget those small interactions, even a single smile to one person. And I think, you asked too, who would I see as a real leader, and I think I will talk about a real leader to me is actually our friend Anthony, who we met living in extreme poverty in Guatemala, who led through example every single day as he came over, was generous and there for his whole community, was really a backbone of someone to be there as supporting others in need, even though he was in such a financially difficult situation himself. And I think that is real generosity when you're giving of what you don't have as well.